Fundamentals of Pedagogy by Lucian Rebreathsonings 1 of 4. 1. The philosopher prepared to decide thoughts were only thoughts when thought in a vivid manner. He did this by balloonifying his arm. First, he blew up a balloon representing his arm. Second, he placed it next to the balloon representing the torso. Third, he attached the balloon representing his arm to the balloon representing the body using masking tape. In this way, the philosopher prepared to decide thoughts were only thoughts when thought in a vivid manner by balloonifying his arm. 2. The human rights scholar attributed a positive value to a robot qualifying its result. He did this by molding the chocolate rabbit. First, he poured chocolate into the mold. Second, he let it set overnight. Third, he poured hot water over the mold and removed the chocolate from it. In this way, the human rights philosopher prepared to attribute a positive value to a robot qualifying its thought by molding the chocolate rabbit. 3. The Hegelian constructed a conversation about worshippers from knowledge about God. He did this by calculating the ratio of the number of rays hitting planes from a light beam from 45 degrees to 90 degrees. First, he estimated that the length of one of the two shorter sides of a right-angled triangle with its longer end, base, facing down to be sqrt 2 equals 1.4 centimeters. All the rays heading to the base would hit the edge if a technician shot a beam to 45 degrees at the base. Second, he calculated that the length of the base, the side the rays would hit if a beam shot from 90 degrees were aimed at, to be 2 centimeters. Third, he calculated that the ratio of the number of rays hitting a plane from light from 45 degrees to 90 degrees equals 1.4/2 equals 0.7, so more rays were hitting the base from 90 degrees than from 45 degrees. In this way, the Hegelian prepared to construct a conversation about worshippers from knowledge about God by calculating the ratio of the number of rays hitting a plane from light from 45 degrees to 90 degrees. 4. The artist prepared to use his unique abilities to predict the rain accurately. He did this by taking the balloon out of the bag. First, he placed the balloon in the bag. Second, he took it out at the launch site. Third, he launched it at the launch site. In this way, the artist prepared to use his unique abilities to accurately predict the rain by taking the balloon out of the bag. In this way, the artist used his unique abilities to predict the rain accurately by taking the balloon out of the bag. 5. The artist interested himself in the natural sciences by observing the philosopher and his student. He did this by compressing a marshmallow by biting it. First, he placed the marshmallow in his mouth. Second, he lifted his tongue until the top of the marshmallow touched the top of his lips. Third, he compressed the marshmallow by raising his tongue slightly. In this way, the artist prepared to interest himself in the natural sciences by observing the philosopher and his student by compressing a marshmallow by biting it. 6. The artist performed a complex calculation by examining model calculations. He did this by sitting on the seat. First, he chose a place. Second, he stood in front of it. Third, he sat on it. In this way, the artist prepared to perform a complex calculation by examining model calculations by sitting on the seat. 7. The artist prepared to perform calendar calculations by counting the number of years. He did this by eating the biscuit. First, he ate the piece with the first chocolate chip. Second, he ate the piece with the red lolly. Third, he ate the piece with the blue lolly. In this way, the artist prepared to perform calendar calculations by counting the number of years by eating the biscuit. 8. The artist demonstrated exceptional rote memory by using a mnemonic system. He did this by eating a lolly. First, he opened the bag. Second, he took out the lolly. Third, he ate the lolly. In this way, the artist prepared to demonstrate exceptional rote memory by using a mnemonic system by eating a lolly. 9. The artist showed his intellect that was above average by completing the IQ test. He did this by eating the minestrone. First, he wrote an idea from politics for a point of a pasta star. Second, he repeated this for each point. Third, he stopped when there were no more points left. In this way, the artist prepared to demonstrate his intellect that was above average by completing the IQ test by eating the minestrone. 10. The artist prepared to explain that his father occupied a high position by drawing a chart. He did this by breaking the wafer. First, he measured the width of it. Second, he divided this by 2. Third, he broke it in half at this point. In this way, the artist prepared to explain that his father occupied a high position by drawing a chart by breaking the wafer.